My name is Joan Green. Are you Crystal?
Yes.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Crystal. I work for County Child Protective Services, and Ms. Stewart called and thought it might be a good thing if I came by and talked with you. Is it okay if I sit down?
Yeah.
Thank you. My stuff down here. Have you ever talked with a social worker before? Okay, you have. Then you know that we ask a lot of questions. And I'm going to be doing that as well today when we're talking. And actually, I've been doing this for a really long time. And there are going to be lots of different things that I'm asking you questions about. And I want you to know that because I've been doing it for so long, there is nothing you could say that would surprise, upset me, make me angry, embarrass me. I think I've heard just about everything there is. So, is that okay? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And you just said that you had talked with a social worker before. Tell me about that.
I go to see a counselor, and she's a social worker. She's older than you.
Well, social workers come in all sizes, shapes, genders, ages. We all help people in different ways. And so when we talk today, because I'm different than your counselor, the questions I'll be asking you will probably be different than what she's asking you, okay? And part of that difference is that my job is to help the kids and the adolescents that I talk to and the parents that I talk to. If they've got problems or things that they need to have some help with, that's my job, is to try to help them with that. Everybody has stuff going on in their lives. Stuff that makes them happy, stuff that makes them sad, mad, confused, and it can be stuff that's happening now, stuff that happened in the past, or even stuff they're worried about that may happen the next day or a month from now. So the one thing they have in common is they're really not sure what to do or how to fix things that may not be working right, okay? Sometimes they're just confused and they need somebody to talk to. And that's part of my job too, is to be the person they can talk to. So I get to listen. And that's what I'll be doing when we get a little further into the interview. And if there is somebody that needs help, or if you need help, or if you just need somebody to talk to, that's what I'll do, is I'll listen. And if there's something that I or anybody I work with can do to help with any problems that you may be having, or to celebrate any good things that you have happening, that's what I'll try to do, okay? I want to let you know that while I'm going to be asking a lot of questions, I'm going to give you a chance to ask me questions too. That's only fair. So do you have any questions so far? Well, there's things that I need to know, and I'd like for us to agree on a few, I don't like to call them rules, but just a few things that we both promise to do while we talk today, okay? And I know that you're, how old are you?
13.
13. So these shouldn't be really, really hard for you. And I keep them right here in front of me where I can make sure I remember all the things that I want to talk with you about. So first, like I said before, I talk to lots of people, adults, teenagers, and children. And I really want to make sure that I remember what you said. So again, I'm going to be writing notes. And if I don't write down something that you think is important, tell me. Please write that down, and I will, okay? Because what I write down should be what you really need for me to know to help you, okay? So great. Now, if I ask you a question and you don't know the answer to it, it's okay for you to tell me, I don't know, okay? So if I said, what high school did I go to?
I don't know. I mean, I already know all this stuff.
Okay, what stuff do you already know?
The stuff you're trying to teach me.
Oh, well, I'm glad you told me that. Tell me about the instructions that you and your counselor have when you talk with her.
Well, I'm supposed to tell the truth That's one of the things the doctor who was talking to me when she was asking me questions said.
What else?
Like if you said a word I've never heard before, I should tell you I don't know that word.
You got it. Did the doctor that you talked to tell you that as well?
Yeah, it was a word that started something like petechia, something kind of like that, but not. It means little blood spots under the skin. I got them on my face where Randy hit me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what you can do with me too. If I use a word that you don't understand or ask a question you don't understand, just tell me. Don't know what that means. And we'll find an easier way to where you can share it with me. Let me just say one more thing about agreements, and then you mentioned Randy a few minutes ago. We can go back and start talking about him, okay? I don't know the answers to the questions I'm going to be asking you. So I can't tell you what they are because you know the answers. And I'd like for you, when we're talking about something that happened or may have happened, to tell me everything you can remember from the beginning, before it really happened, to whatever it was happening, and then what happened after that, okay? And if I have any questions about that, then I'll come back and ask you. But beginning, middle, and end. And if some of it is kind of hard to talk about, let me know that it's hard, that you know the answer, but it's really hard. And then we'll try to figure out a way to make it easier for you to share that. Does that work for you? Okay, well, I'd like to start by clearing up just a little bit of confusion because I have two names for you in my report. I have Price and I have Smith. So, what name are you registered in school under?
Smith, Crystal and Smith. My brother's last name is Price because that's my stepfather's name.
I want to thank you for clearing that up for me because that's going to make it a little easier. Well, since you've brought him up, why don't we start by talking about your stepfather?
What do you want to know?
Well, why don't we start with his name and just go from there?
Randall Price. He and my mom have been married since I was about 3. I always just call him Randy, but when I was little, my mom and him tried to get me to call him Daddy, but I didn't want to, so I just gave up. And I'm really glad I didn't because, you know, he's mean to me all the time now. If I do exactly what he wants, he yells and hits me or takes something of mine or breaks it, throws it away. Have you seen his hand?
No.
He broke some fingers hitting a wall next to where I was standing. He was so mad. His face was all red. He was shaking his finger in my face, and I just yelled back at him. He made a fist and said he wished he could just punch me out, and I just laughed at him. And that's when he really started yelling and then hit the wall next to me. He was yelling that he broke his hand. It was all my fault. Like I punched his hand into the wall. He's such a stupid control freak.
And then what happened?
Mom was yelling at me about something, and I was yelling back at her because, like, if she yells at me first, then I think it's okay to yell back. Randy comes in yelling about us all fighting into the kitchen, and that's when I told him it was between Mom and me, and he pushes me up against the wall, and then Mom made a noise, then he looked at Mom, then punched the wall next to me.
And then what happened?
He started cussing and grabbed his hand. He was yelling that he broke it. It was my fault. Craig started crying, and when Randy looked at Craig, Craig stopped crying and started sucking his thumb and then just looked at the floor.